Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and we are on Season 1, Episode 4 of my Build and Flip series, where I'll basically be sourcing parts from places like Amazon, eBay, Newegg, and possibly Micro Center if I end up getting over there. And then I build gaming computers and then try to sell them over on Java or on Facebook Marketplace if you're local. Mostly going to be over on Java. And today we are going to be looking at this computer behind me, which is an absolute beauty. It's going to be featuring a 4060 and a 5600X. Very solid combo, which I think you will see and agree on later on in the benchmarks. I don't think the 4060 deserves all the hate that it gets. And we also have Elsa hanging out with us. That's my daughter's Funko, and she absolutely demanded that it be part of the build and be part of the video. So I thought it was pretty fitting, since I am going to be calling this one the Icebox. Yeah, very fitting name, I think. But yeah, nonetheless, we are going to be going through all the parts, as always. Along the way, I'll build it, and you see how it's built. And then after the fact, we will run through some benchmarks and some stress tests and play some games to see how it runs. But yeah, before we get into that, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. I'm sitting at 340 right now and would love to get up to that 500 mark. So let's see if we can make that happen. You guys are awesome. And thank you to anybody that has already subscribed and watching my videos. You guys are seriously the best. But yeah, with that being said, and without further ado, let's get into the build. Alrighty, so up first, start out, we're going with our motherboard, and we're using the MSI B550M, usually floating around 100 over on Amazon. It's going to be my go-to for any AM4 builds, just because for the price point, all the features it comes with, it's a no-brainer for me. But for the CPU, we're going with the Ryzen 5 5600X. It's a solid mid-range CPU with a base clock at 3.7 gigahertz and can boost up to 4.6 gigahertz. It's going to be able to crush any 1080p game. But yeah, just go ahead, get your retention bracket up, then try to fit this in without beating the crap out of it. And I think I did pretty good this time. Alright, so retention bracket down, and then we can head on over into the RAM. Yeah, we can get that in real quick. And for the RAM, we're actually going with the Alloy DDR4 16GB kit. I doubt that's how you pronounce that company, by the way, but it's usually 33, 34 over on Amazon. And we're going to be putting these in slots A2 and B2. If you're not using this board, make sure you're referring to your manuals so that you know which slots to go with. It's usually, I feel like it's usually A2, B2, but it could be different. So yeah, snap those in real quick. And then we can go ahead and get our SSD in. So we're going to be using the Team Group MP44L. It's 1 terabyte, and yeah, it's usually around 60 over on Amazon. The highest I've seen it go up to is like 65. But alright, just quickly get our heatsink off. Go ahead, pop this in there. Go hit her a little click. And then we're just peeling the film off the thermal pad and screwing our heatsink back down. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our cooler on. And we're going a little beefy this time, going liquid cooling with the ID Cooling Auraflow 240 Snow. And this is also usually around 60 bucks over on Amazon. So we've got our radiator and our pump. 2 120mm fans, and then our box of brackets and screws and whatnot. And we got to go ahead and get our little black brackets off, which if anyone knows, down in the comments, let me know. Why does AMD include these brackets when even their own CPUs, the coolers that come with them, you still have to remove these brackets just to get the fan on? So I'm just curious as to why they keep this in there. Is it just a kind of like a placeholder, or what is it? But anyway, up next, we're going to be putting these little kind of adhesive standoff starters. I've never seen these before, but yeah, just going to put them on each of the bracket holes. And they were kind of a pain in the ass. They did not want to fit around the holes themselves. But after that, we're going to be screwing down the actual standoffs flat side down. Alright, and once we have those tight, we can go ahead and get our thermal paste on. I'm going to be doing the X. It's just usually what I do. But you can do the X, the line, circle in the middle, the division symbol, as long as you're getting enough on there. I did have to come back and put a little on there because my OCD said no, get back here and fill in that spot. All right, so onto the cooler. We're actually going to be making sure that we peel off this warning label. Just make it a habit. Any cooler that you're using, just check the bottom. Some of them don't have it. Some of them have like kind of like a plastic sheet around it, so it'll kind of keep it concealed. But yeah, just double check, make sure there's nothing on there, because you don't want to be in a situation where your PC won't start up or it keeps shutting down, and come to find out it's because your CPU is overheating. But all right, so I get these thumb screws in, and then I just like to make sure they're tight with a screwdriver. Again, don't over tight, just hit resistance, 1/8 of a screw tight, and then you're done. All right, so we are all set with the motherboard, and we can move on into the case. All right, and for the case, we're going with the Montech Air 100 again. I used this in my last build, and it is just an awesome case. I literally love it. It's usually around $65 over on Amazon, and it is all white this time. But yeah, 4 ARGB fans, and it does have a fan controller on the back, and just a lot of space for cable management. So again, very solid case, highly recommend. So yeah, let's just get the back panel off real quick and take a look at our cables. So yeah, we do have the fan controller on the back, which I think is like the best part of this case. But it does come with an absolute rat's nest of cables in the back. So we got our power connectors for the case, all of our RGB connectors, and then all of our fan connectors kind of daisy chained together back here. And for the power supply, we're going with the MAG A650BN from MSI. It's 650 watts, 80 plus bronze. It's a C tier battery, or power supply, I mean, over on the PSU tier list. I'll leave that link down in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah, this is tier C, and yeah, it's usually around $70 over on Amazon. So it's just gonna flip this real quick and get our 4 screws that came along with the power supply, get those screwed in real quick. And once again with these, just make sure you don't over tighten them. So up next, let's get the motherboard into the case. Removing the front panel. For myself, I just like to get this as far away as humanly possible. That way I don't accidentally kick it or something and get really pissed off that I broke it into a bunch of pieces. But first, as always, make sure you get your IO shield installed before you do your motherboard. Right, we're gonna slide this down there, and the downside to having the AIO already installed is it's kind of in the way as you're trying to get the motherboard in. I do find it's just a little bit easier than trying to get it installed after you have everything set up at the end. Let me know down in the comments, what do you guys do when you're doing your PC building? Do you have it installed before you get the motherboard in or after? But yeah, so to get the screwed in, we're going to be using these little screws, and we do have 8 of them that we got to get in there. And you will actually have to include or install 2 more standoffs, because the case only comes with 6 pre-installed. All right, and oh, I almost forgot the one down here at the bottom. All right, there we go, nice and tight. And then we get the radiator screwed in up top. And this is also kind of a pain in the ass when it comes to using AIOs. Just kind of being by yourself and having to hold it with one hand and get up there with the screws on the other. But I like to just get one on each side, and then it kind of holds itself. I know that's kind of common sense, but you never know. Some people might not know. All right, so once we have this fully tightened up, I'm gonna go ahead and get all of our cables installed, and I did go with the pure white custom extensions from Asia Horse. These are around $30 over on Amazon. I got our motherboard, our CPU, and our GPU all hooked up already. And real quick, I'll show you the front panel connectors. So we got our USB 3.0. We have our case connectors for powering on. We have our standard USB over here. And over on the left, we have our HD audio. And then we do have like the little buzzer for troubleshooting that comes with the case, which I still think this is pretty cool. All right, so we got a whole bunch of cables going on here in the back, but let's just Thanos snap that away real quick. Poof, done. And then hide it all away with our back panel. And once we have that on there, it's like the cables never even existed. As long as you can't see them, right? That's all that matters. That's what the back panel is for, right? And we are almost done. We do just have to get the GPU in. All right, and like I said, we're using the 4060 from Gigabyte. This is usually around 300 over on Amazon. I do like the way this looks. Gigabyte does some pretty solid GPUs, and I do love these copper pipes up front. But oh yeah, don't forget to remove that. But just real quick, click this in. These hoses are kind of in the way. And then we just got to get on the other side and screw it in real quick. And we're just using 2 of the screws that came with our case. And it's going to be these screws that have kind of like the hexagonal shape around them, not the flat ones. All right, so we're all tight. Then we just got to get our 8-pin plugged into our GPU and we will be good to go. Yeah, these hoses are really starting to get to me. Looks good though. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's just boot on real quick. Make sure everything works. And there we go, looking nice and clean. I'm going to be keeping these blue to go along with the white, and do have to go in on the RGB software and actually change it for the cooler. Alright, so I got it hooked up to the monitor and just want to boot it up again and make sure we can actually get into post. And there we go, we have posted and we've hit BIOS. So we are all set with the build and we can move in to doing our benchmarks in the games. We're just gonna go ahead and get Windows installed. All right, let's do it. Alrighty guys, so we are back and officially done with the build. I think this one came out awesome. Again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I've been wanting to do a white build for so long, and most of the all of them that I've done in the past have all been black. So when I started looking into pieces and our parts and everything, I was like, you know what, I really want to use a white case and may as well use a white AIO and may as well use the white GPU. So eventually everything just became white. Obviously there are the couple of things that I had to go black, being the motherboard and the power supply, but honestly I think it makes it look a little bit better with something else to kind of pop out. But yeah, I'm super happy with the way the build came out. But seriously, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you change anything? Personally, I wouldn't change anything on this build. I think if you wanted to save a couple of bucks and go air cooling rather than liquid cooling, if you didn't want the custom cables, you probably throw those out. But as for everything else, I think everything meshes around perfectly. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. If you are building at home though, and you have some other spare parts or something else you wanted to use, obviously go for it. But for my selling purposes, I think this is one that's going to sell pretty awesome over on Java. At least I hope so. But yeah, now that we're done, we can officially get into the fun part, and we can kind of throw all the rumors out the door about the 4060 sucking, because as you'll see in the benchmarks, I think it performed pretty damn well. And I think it being paired with the 5600X was awesome. But you'll see it when we get there. But again, I think you guys will agree that it does not deserve all the hate that it does. Should it be costing over $300? Probably not. But aside from the cost, I think the card itself performs pretty well. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our benchmarks and our games. But before we do, if you haven't already, again, I ask you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you. But that being said, let's get into it.
Hostiles launched the cruise missile. Contact! Engine shift hard. Be advised. Attempted robbery of an armored vehicle. Location is south of Houston.
Another message from Doc.
Peter, I don't want to jinx us, but the lead I'm following might not only get the project back on its feet, but also expand it in ways we never could have imagined.
Blocking, so the game mafia will think you're one of them. I am Lorenzo O'Houlihan, Dreammaker. Contact me today.
Move, big boy. Confirm kill. Reloading. Oscar Mike. Ambush! Ambush! There's another squad! Oh, painless. Knocking at the door. Give my shields a recharge. Let's get to the LZ. Broken. Spotted. Double time in. Reloading.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted. Reloading. Bye.
Gotcha, fun. My turn. Last player standing.
We need you strong. Okay. Come on, let's go. Ain't sure what we're gonna find out here, Dutch. We have to try. Stay close. We'll do our best to stick to the trail. This goddamn weather. Been 2 days or more like this now. Oh, it has to blow over soon. Bridge coming up. Take it easy.
Alrighty guys, that'll do it. We've made it to the end of the video and another successful build. I think both budget-wise, building-wise, aesthetic-wise, performance, I think everything came out great. I think I hit a good balance between performance and aesthetics. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I did come into this with a $900 budget and ended up spending only $862, so it came a little under. It's pretty nice. If you're building this at home, like I said, you could get rid of the cables. If you want to go air cooling route, you could do that. You could bring it down probably about 50-60 bucks in certain places. And again, if you have your own parts that you want to use and switch things out, go for it. If you have similar builds, let me know what you've done down in the comments. I'd love to hear them. But yeah, that'll do it. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you've stuck around to the end, you guys are the best. As for my other videos, if you haven't checked those out, I will have those linked down in the description for you. Would be really awesome if you check those out. I would appreciate it. And if you want to support me and my endeavor into the PC business world, all of my builds, including this one, will be available over on Java as soon as the YouTube video gets released. So yeah, go and do that. That would be super awesome. I did make my first sale. I did break even just with all of Java's fees and things like that, but honestly, I don't even really care about the money. It's just pretty cool feeling that something that I built and put a lot of hard work into is making somebody else at their home. And I think it was some kid getting a PC for his birthday. If you're watching this video, I hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, just kind of glad that I'm making somebody else out there happy with something I built. But yeah, pretty cool. Other than that, I think that'll do it. Until the next video, which by the way will be an Intel build. I had a couple of people asking if I could do an Intel build, so that'll be coming out probably in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And again, if you haven't already, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button, leave me some comments, ask some questions. I'm thinking about in the future doing some shorts related to like answering questions and things like that. But yeah, let me know. Until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching, and peace out.